For a good 60 to 100 years, there has been very in-depth research done, both in laboratories but also in real settings. And those that research and that application for all these years, you take 60 to 100 years of information and data, and you have plenty of evidence. So to understand that, it's really, guys, it's so empowering to know that you can impact human behavior, and that the up and down of it sometimes is as important as the trend. The four functions as to why any of us do what we do are listed here. And there's, for the most severe situations, what's required is a functional behavior assessment, or an FBA. I'll just repeat that again because it's so important. The foundation to determine which of those four, or sometimes 2 out of the 4, 3 out of the 4, is the functional behavior assessment, the FBA. So in the United States and some other countries, it's a requirement if the behavior in school, for example, is an impediment to the learning and to others. So let's look at the first one, which is attention maintained. So let me ask you guys, because I was one of those kids when I was younger. I feel bad for my mom, but I would get into a bit of trouble. And have you guys ever come across, this is an example. So I would do different things to taunt the teachers, maybe get a reaction from them. I would love it if they chased me, because I'd kind of have a look on my face. And as soon as I saw their reaction, like a negative reaction, I was like, yeah. That's just an example, right? That's an example of where attention may be a function. So all kinds of different attention. So the key towards an effective treatment for something that's occurring for a reaction and attention, there are so many things you could do to decrease that. But one thing to understand is that if you don't replace it, if you don't replace the behavior with some way of getting attention the right way, it'll keep coming back. In other words, punishment isn't the answer in the long run. You might do something that reduces a behavior temporarily because the kid was startled or something, but in the long run, that behavior will keep coming back until you find an alternative way of that learner getting what they want. And for example, when I was getting in trouble all the time, I harnessed all my energy. The equivalent thing was me learning how to wrestle at the time, that sport. And then I was able to get attention for the right things. And my, that's just a broad macro example. When I used to teach at West Virginia University, it was my first time ever getting in front of people. I was super, super nervous, and I still get that way at times. But teaching the course, again, we're not talking autism, we're just talking human behavior. There was a guy in the back of the class a junior at the university, his third year. He was in the back of the room, always making wisecracks, trying to get people laughing at, and he could see my frustration. But then, I tried all kinds of things to punish that behavior, but it didn't work, right? The kid in the back, we're talking an adult. 19, 20, 21-year-old. And the only thing that worked was when I sat down with him, I said, hey man, would you be interested in taking this part of the teaching, and you teach that part, and I think you got it in you. I think you can get in front of you know what I mean? You can get in front of this crew. And then all eyes were on him. He prepared the best presentation and delivered it first class. And even his peers started clapping. And from there on out, no more harassing me in the back of the room. You know what I mean? You feel me?